Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, The Stone Mandalorian. I'm the Stone Mando himself, or you can call me Cody, whichever you prefer. And today I'm taking a look at another Black Series figure reissue from Hasbro, all the way back from 2019. So this is about a 5-year-old figure, and this is Plo Koon. He's a Keldor species, or some people refer to them as Keldorians, kind of like Mandalorians. I thought that was kind of weird when I first heard of that, but yeah, he's a very unique species. I forget the planet that he's from, but he wears this mask basically because it needs to protect him and his species from oxygen-rich atmospheres. I thought I found that pretty interesting. And the Keldor is just an interesting species. A very cool-looking sculpt here. It comes with some soft goods robes, as you can see. Sorry about hitting the camera. And this is obviously you can see this is the old red and black box days. Really cool art right here of Plo Koon. That's badass. And like I said, this is from 2019. Yep, 2019 right here. You can see at the bottom. This is all the way from 2019, the old red and black box days. This is number 109 in the line. And I'm super excited to have this reissue. So shout out to Hasbro once again for doing these reissues for somewhat newer collectors like myself. I've been collecting for about slightly over 2 years. So definitely thankful to finally have this figure because I grew up with the prequels, so they were just very nostalgic and important to me, close to my heart. Uh, but I do have that nostalgia for the prequels, and I'm always down for any prequel Jedi, especially anything to do with George's era of Star Wars. But this looks a great looking figure. Looks like the sculpt is awesome. I do believe that this is on that older Mace Windu body, which I don't mind at all. It's not a big deal to me. I know it's one of the older Jedi bodies, and some people have their issues with that mold, but I actually really like that Mace Windu figure. But let's go ahead and open this thing up, and we'll get a closer look at the paint sculpting and all that good stuff. And I usually start with the articulation when I get into the figure reviews, but I think this sculpting is just something to be admired, man. This is some beautiful, beautiful sculpting, and like the paint on here, this gold on here is so precise. His eyes look just so badass. This is a really cool freaking sculpt, man. I like this kind of like orangish peach fleshy tone. Just so cool to have a Keldor in my collection finally. Like really, just awesome, awesome paint and sculpting on this figure. Whoops, hit the camera. But his mask here, this is so awesome with his tendrils right here. Just so badass, man. I love this so much. That is that is very nice. I'm impressed. But and then like just getting now, like I said earlier, this is on that base Mace Windu body, so it's it's dated. It's definitely dated. You can see the pins right here in the legs, and the elbows don't get a whole lot, but you can get. I'm trying to pull a sleeve. You can get to right about 90, maybe slightly less. Um, it's like I said, it's dated, but there's some nice cuts and folds in here, so you can get full splits like this. He can kick out in front of them, kick back a pretty good bit. He's got this because of these pins though, the double hinge joint. He can get some really insane. Like look at that way. Oh shit! Just hit the camera. Sorry. He can get his calf to touch his hamstring, no problem. So I actually don't mind pins, but obviously I would prefer it without pins. It's just a cleaner look, but I don't mind pins all that much. Ankles go down about that far. They come up not really a whole lot. Just starts butting into the sculpt right here at the front of the foot. And like I said, you can just tell, and I'll do a side by side comparison as well. This is that Mace Windu body. Everything is the exact same, just a different color, different paint. But the soft goods look pretty good on him. I usually take my soft goods off my Jedi, but I think for Plo Koon, I think I'm gonna leave his on. But this is a really great looking figure, man. And also just his one accessory, his lightsaber, of course, looks pretty accurate to my mind's image. I do feel like there needs to be a speck of black paint right here, though, like his little knob, if I'm not mistaken. But that's just a minor nitpick. Some clean red on here, a little bit of gold here. His palm was always stuck out to me because his pommel almost has like the edge of like the emitter blade on Darth Maul's. Here, I might. Well, this one isn't really like you can kind of see what I'm saying. Like you see how it's kind of like Maul's emitter is kind of the same as Plo Koon's pommel, but I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. When like I said, to my mind's image, it looks pretty damn accurate. But this is the pommel, the hilt, and then this is the emitter. You would say, but pretty nice blue right here. It is that older lightsaber, so the blue is a little more transparent than I would like. I would like to see a little bit more of a more vibrant blue, but that's just a nitpick. But let's get this in his hands real quick and see how he looks. Which he's going to look fantastic, of course. And here he is, man. He looks freaking awesome with his lightsaber. One thing I also wanted to go over, what I forgot to show when I was going over articulation, is this little bit of side to side tilt with the neck. And it's not a lot, but it's for it to be the sculpted, it's got a pretty decent amount. So nothing crazy, but get a full T, no problem at all. And like I said, I showed you the splits and how the legs work. There is also rotation here. There's a little bit of ab crunch too. You can see there's also rotation, of course. But I actually like the Mace Windu body. I don't think it's, like I said, it's just dated. It's not that it's bad. It's just there's just better. We know better now, you know. And I don't think. Okay, yeah, it does have butterfly joints. I was just wanting to make sure. So we do have some butterfly joints in here too. That's pretty sweet. And his hood, I like how it's the you can see how wonky the soft goods are for Black Series. You have to just kind of mess with it. You might have to like glue this piece back down just to have it like fold over him. But honestly, this sculpt is just so nice. I don't see why you would want to hide it. But I find it interesting that the front of his is pleated. Mace Windu's was just open. But I think it would look cool without his robe on. But I kind of like the way it looks with it on. To be honest with you, try to. Oh, something else I didn't even. I like that. I like this too. Very nice attention to detail right here. That's badass. Nice sculpting there on the fingers. Nice clean paint as well. And actually, all this paint under here is clean too. It's nice pouches and the different color brown. This lighter brown to this like. They're both kind of light browns. They're just different shades. This is a really badass looking figure. Like I said, I'm so stoked to have a Keldor, to have Plo Koon specifically in my collection. Man, it's just he looks badass. This is so cool. I'm so glad Hasbro has gotten around to doing some of these reissues, man. I'm super excited. I almost forgot to show off the thigh swivel too, which is I really like. So with those open hips on this like double ball joint hinge, that dumbbell ball joint there in the hips, you can get some really nice dynamic wide stance posing. Now, of course, now I'm having a hard time making him stand, but I am something that is kind of strange to me. I do really like this pose a lot. He looks badass like that. I like this more open force gesture hand, kind of like what we just got with the newer Thrawn. Uh, Not force gesture, but open hand gesture. I wish they would start doing that more often in the Black Series. But these rockers here are like very like you see how it just goes back. Like I think that's very strange to me. They like I don't know. It's just weird. I've never had a figure do that before. It's just going right back to where it is. But that's just a minor nitpick. I'm probably gonna have to. I'm getting to the point where more figures are filling up my shelf, so I'm having to get a little more static with my posing. I can't really do as much dynamic stuff as I used to like to do. I still make it work, but and you'll see what I mean here in just a second. Now I got Mace and Plo standing next to each other, and you can probably see just by looking at it from the naked eye before I even like pull it in for a close up. You can see kind of a reuse here. Just starting off here, you can see these sleeves right here, the same exact sleeve. You can see the folds right here, same exactly the same. Same thing with this side. You can see how open it is. Same exact sleeve. Same exact sleeve. And then getting down here, you can see all this is the same exact sculpt. Hell, the paint's just about the same too, besides the different shades of brown on here. And obviously Mace has got these white pants and the darker brown for the boots and the belt. But it's yeah, same exact sculpt. Which like I said, I don't mind. I actually don't mind this older Jedi body. I know it's not the best because we just know better nowadays, but you can. I have my Qui Gon on this older Jedi buck, and I have him in his. I had him in his Form Four Ataru stance, and I didn't have as much trouble getting him to hold the lightsaber with both hands. His lightsaber did get a little warped. I had to hot water it and kind of bend it back into place. So I will say that. But with these butterfly joints, that's one thing that Qui-Gon is missing. These Jedi Bucks have butterfly joints, so they can really uh, hold their lightsaber dual wield the same, or not dual wield, but like with both hands much better. Something else I noticed is a little bit different about these soft goods compared to the ones that come with other Jedi and the Mace Windu, of course. Is he's got this kind of he's got this cut separating, so he's almost got like it's a little more open here. But I thought that was I don't think I've seen any other Jedi robes with these strips cut apart, but I like how it kind of you can kind of open it up like so. Switching it up a little bit from my usual formatted way of doing my side by side comparisons, I just figured I'd try to fit all my prequel era Jedi on into one shot. And I really love the way that this looks, man. This looks epic as hell, man. Something that would be really awesome, like I said earlier, would be really awesome to get, which we have Mace Windu now, but it would really be really dope to get Ki-Adi-Mundi and Plo Koon with their Clone Wars armor and their braces and stuff, which Ayla Ayla Sakura is she pretty much wears the same costume in the Clone Wars animated series. But of course, we have Qui-Gon Jinn, Mace Windu, Ayla Sakura, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Plo Koon himself, Clone Wars Anakin, Padawan Ahsoka, and General Obi-Wan Kenobi. A little bit closer look for the side-by-side comparisons here. Here is Anakin and Ahsoka. Clone Wars General Kenobi on the right, and on the left is Qui-Gon Jinn, of course. On the right here is Ki-Adi-Mundi, and on the left is Mace Windu. Last off for the side-by-side comparisons, here on the left is Ayla Sakura. Another reissue from Hasbro, all the way 5 years ago from 2019. It's so nice to see them revisiting some of these older figures for newer collectors such as myself, quote unquote newer. But this is just a fantastic figure, man. I know this is a dated body, but I still really enjoy the articulation on this. I don't have a problem posing it. I know others may feel different, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't think this body is all that bad. Would I prefer pinless look? It's a little more sleek and like realistic, yes, of course, but these double jointed these pinned double joints really are just so much fun to mess with, and you can get some crazy dynamic poses with this. But this sculpt looks incredible. Paint is also really badass. I would have been cooler to get more of a unique look to Plo Koon himself rather than just using that Mace Windu body. But that being said, it does work. It's appropriate reuse in my opinion. But I would like to see a custom, brand new, like modern Black Series articulation of a Clone Wars version of Plo Koon. I think that would be fantastic. Hell, you can use these same hands and this face sculpt will work just fine. There's no problem with it at all. Awesome sculpting, awesome paint. Like I said, I don't mind the articulation. I know it's a little bit dated, but I really enjoy this figure, this mold. But super, like I said, just super stoked to finally have this prequel era Jedi, man. But I hope you all enjoyed this review today. It's gonna make it. I'm gonna try to keep it a quick one. I've been uploading pretty much every day, trying to catch up with getting these figures open and off my desk so I can get them posed up on my shelf. But I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, leave me a like and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you enjoy some of my other content, and may the force be with you.